Alright, we're on day number 2 of the welding. There's 3 more days to go. The guys are pushing ahead fast. They're doing well. I'm actually quite impressed. They are pushing faster than we thought. But as long as they get that in on the 5 days, we're all good. And yeah, I mean, it's the first time ever that anybody's going to be using this substance which Gert Prouver is going to, he specializes in this, but they use it for big trawlers. But you know, if this is a way that you can actually save a yacht that is not really looking like it could be possibly saved, because if I'd have to do my job the way that the SAMHSA guys want it actually done, you'd have to cut out all the bits that are affected, and then you'd have to weld it from both sides. Now my interior is beautiful. It's full of yellow wood, stinkwood, Meranti. It's been done with love and lots of passion by Jerry Easton, who built this yacht in the wilderness, in the forest, from the forest. And I mean, I could not dig out, well, pull out the whole interior. That's just impossible. So yeah, it was, the other team I had come and look were were quoting me about 150, 200,000 rand to do this job, and they said they turned it down. They said they're not taking the risk, and they're not going to actually put the name to it. So the Williams brothers here, who are boilermakers, and also they do all the welding of big trawlers, they took it on. They said, but that's after we decided to do this other method where they double up. They call it doubling. They stick another 5mm plate on top of where they would have normally have put inserts, but they just make it slightly bigger because there's enough metal around the edges to weld on, because that's still around 5mm of the 6mm. So far, yeah, it's going to be a ton more of boats, but that, on the 22-ton boat, that makes no real difference. And it's going to be bloody hard and strong now. And with the skin he's putting on, which I'm still going to find out, polyurethane epoxy thing, I'll find out what it really is. But that's, you know, the crux of the matter is that they will have the whole boat covered in that, which has almost got a, you know, it's going to go up to above the watermark. So in theory, seawater doesn't even touch the metal. I mean, if SAMHSA doesn't pass that, then you have to go speak to, you know, Gert. Let's have to answer to him. So I've been very lucky to have Gert, who he's actually giving me a 30,000 rand job on the house for now. I think it's just you can market this as an option for people with yachts, steel yachts that are, you know, been put in the predicament I've been put in, where you can't actually do what is supposed to fit the regulations, but you can actually do this doubling up with the skin on. I mean, the 30,000 rand is still cheaper than the money they would cost to actually insert the plate. So he said it's the first time he knows of in the world that anybody's had this done. And yeah, I'm going to want to push this as an option for people that might use their yachts. Sorry, being tired. I've been sleeping 4 hours a day, a night, for the stress and trying to raise the money. I mean, this whole job's costing me 75,000 rand, which I came to this slipway thinking I was going to have my 10,000 rand budget cover pulling it up, spraying it off, anti-fouling it and going. Nah, it was not quite that. I mean, it's a miracle it made it here. I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but you know, we came up this river here and literally we almost never made it here because the engine was overheating. We managed to make some Heath Robertson plan of pouring seawater into the intake and cooling because the pumps had packed up, but we poured with a bucket water in, and it made it. So we made it up here, and here we are, you know, after 5 days of being here already, costing me 1.5 a day. We actually moving ahead now. If all goes well, by 3-4 days from now, 3 days more of welding, fixing up. And the next day, the 4th day, we're going to have Gert come along, sandblast the whole hull, and then he's going to immediately spray the stuff on, and then I've got to paint with a roller a undercoat over that, and then after that I must put the actual anti-fouling paint on top. So all in all, you know, it's still coming in ridiculously less than it would have cost me. I mean, it's a 100,000 rand job instead of 200,000, which they turned down. I've raised through donations from good friends, or more like they're loaning me the money, 45,000 rand. So I'm still sitting with around 20,000 rand that I need to, 25,000 I need to pay for the pumps I've got to fix or replace to get it back out of here. The slipway, which is 10-11 days of 1,500. That's, so all in all, I'm actually decided that I'm going to be selling all my old photographic equipment, which I don't really need. It's Hasselblads, Mamiya's, things that I've used in the past, which are my collectibles, but they're not really collectible when this is the most collectible thing I have. And yeah, it's going forward, and as far as I know, all should be finished within the next 45 days. I should be back down the river over there, back to my mooring at Port Owen, and then the next part of the journey begins, which is really to start fixing up the rest of the boat. I mean, I don't know how much of the plumbing, the electrical will be damaged by the welding, because we're right up against the hull, everything's running underneath there, and it gets so hot. We've actually got a guy up there at the moment watching. I'm going to go up there now, and yeah, we've got water and we've got a CO2, we've got a couple of old fire extinguishers which are outdated anyway, so they will be used for standby. Otherwise we're going to just put water and shout to them. But I actually, an old tip I learned from listening to people is what they do, they tack all the plates on first after they've done all the cleaning, then they start welding maybe 10-15 centimeters, move on to the next plate so that one can cool down, to the next plate, come back. So there's never too much heat in one place, so hopefully that will save us from having the boat catch alight, because there's a lot of heat